Hello everybody. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about two big things. The first one, sending money back to Vietnam, and the second one, just a quick update on what's going on with my budget. So to start, sending money to Vietnam was an experience and incredibly challenging. Way more challenging than I anticipated it being because I live in the States. I know that probably sounds super arrogant, but I just assumed that when you're home and you speak the language and you can communicate with people easily, sending money overseas would be a breeze. No, that is not what happened. It was a challenge. So I tried sending money 3 different ways. The first way was through PayPal. The second way was a wire transfer. And then finally I did Western Union. So the PayPal, we had a problem where my friend that was receiving money, because PayPal is not used in Vietnam, it's not like a common app in Vietnam. It's just not a common app. Because of that, there were issues. So one of the issues was that when she signed up for PayPal, she used her English name instead of her Vietnamese name. So when I sent her money, her bank rejected it because the names on the account didn't match. And I was like, that's fair enough. Then getting the money back was also challenging because PayPal's like, well, that's not really our problem. And I'm like, but I used you. What are you saying? And then once it was hours on the phone with them. But once we finally pretty much see, I'm already annoyed by it. I'll just fast forward through the story. Anyway, what happened was once the bank rejected it, PayPal was like, well, it could take 45 to 90 days for you to get your money back. Really though? Really? Okay, PayPal. So I was not happy about that. And I still had rent due and bills due. And I was like, ah! So my friend spotted me the money. I was like, please go to my house and just get the cash. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. It's fine. And I was like, I would feel better if you would just do that because I don't like owing people money. But she didn't do that. She ended up helping me pay for my rent and then pay for other things. So they were all taken care of. And then that was for March. So in April, we're back at square one. I'm like, it went horribly in March. So let's try a wire transfer. I contacted my bank, got all the information I needed to send a wire transfer. Let them know what it was, and then they sent it. Thankfully, I didn't send all of it. I was like, let's just do a test run. Let's see, if I can send $100 and it gets to you and how fast it gets to you, or if it's going to be a problem. It was a problem. So, it's so weird. In Vietnam, when I send money home, they ask for a bank account number. So, my bank, the address of the bank, and then my account number and my full name and my address here. And here in the States, they just asked for the name and the address of the person. So I was like, okay, whatever, didn't think anything about it. Come to find out that if the addresses don't match, the bank doesn't accept it, and then they have to send it back. That's really important to know. Anyway, and then also bank transfers can take a long time, I discovered. I always assumed that they were relatively quick, wire transfers, not bank transfers. Wire transfers I thought were fast. You should have this in the next 24 hours. Because in Vietnam, I have my money in the States in 24 hours. Not the case going the other way. The other way... They were like, it could take 5 to 10 business days depending on their financial institution. So my friend's bank. And I was like, okay, cool. And people say that just mostly for liability reasons, always, just to make sure. Well, it took way longer than 5 to 10 business days. 10 business days later, she didn't have the money. No sign of the money. The bank didn't even know what she was talking about. 20 days later, still nothing. And I'm like, great, now I owe for April. Like, this is just, my chest, right? I don't like it. It creates anxiety. So I'm like, I'm just going to Western Union you money. I'm Western Union you money for April and for May. So I decided I was going to do Western Union because I know that you can Western Union anyone money almost anywhere in the world. Now, I think there are exceptions to that, but it, like, when you go on their website, they have almost all the countries. Western Union is legitimate. So, what I did is I just called my bank. I said, I want to send a Western Union. I want them to be able to pick it up like pretty quick. Can we do that? They said yes. They walked me through everything. I sent them the money and my friend was able to pick it up. Literally, the lady's like, okay, well, she can pick it up, in the next 2 to 3 minutes. What are you saying? That was fast. So Western Union is amazing. I'm very grateful. The fee was the part that always held me back about Western Union. But when I compare the fee that I spent on the wire transfer and the PayPal fee, it's actually it's cheaper than a wire transfer by far. And if you want it right away, it's like $11. And if you want it right away, which is $11, which isn't bad. If you're willing to give it like 1 to 3 business days, it's like $2 or $3. Like, super fast and again, very affordable. The PayPal took, there was the internet, they had charged an international transaction fee. They charged a conversion fee, and then they took something like, I don't know, like 5%. And so it just, Western Union is amazing. I'm really grateful. So, lessons learned. On to this month, my goal is to pay off my car. I can do it. I know I can do it. I definitely didn't do it in March, but I'm going to do it this month. And so I will link it down below, but I have a couple of blog posts and I'm just like updating what I spend week by week. Like, how am I managing my money? What is my budget? How did it go? Let me tell you guys, that's a really good thing to have. And then I know my weaknesses. My weaknesses are shopping. Thank God we've been in quarantine. That's what was awesome in April, because I didn't spend a whole lot of money because we were in quarantine. I like to shop. That's just a fact. With that being said, I way overspent for Mother's Day. Overspent. It was out of control. It's okay. Just way over my food budget, but we had family over and celebrated all the moms, and so I was really happy to do it. Unfortunately, that means that what I overspent, what I planned for food and groceries, now comes out of my trip to California. So we're gonna see how that goes. California is expensive, but there's nothing's really open for us to go do anything or really go anywhere. We can go to the beaches, but we can't stay on the beaches. We can't just hang out. And we can go to the parks, but again, we have to be walking. We can't just sit and hang out at the park. So we'll see what we find to do. I wanted to spend time with my sister and my friend. So there's that. The other thing, which my fault, I forgot I have a domain renewal. So the actual name for my website that renews once a year. That renewed this month, I forgot. And my Audible credit. So I went on to Amazon and thought I put my Audible on pause, which is super cool that you can do. And so they're like, how long do you want to put your account on hold? And I was like, 90 days, that should be perfect. Apparently I didn't finish. I just got excited and clicked 90 days and did not click continue. So they charged me for my Audible again this month. And I'm like, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, but lesson learned. So what I overspent, my domain renewal, and my Audible credit are all going to come out of my trip to California, which it's okay. We're just going to have to be creative and find fun things to do in the house. And I'm not even going for that long, so it'll be fine. Whatever. This vlog is long enough. I will see you guys in the next one when I update you about my money.